Hello everybody watching on YouTube, and welcome to race number 9 out of 10 in the pilot season of the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series. I am Levi McIntyre, the voice of the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Aaron's 499 here at Talladega Superspeedway as we're getting set for 19 laps of racing here at one of the biggest beasts in all of NR. But before we look at the lineup, let's look at how the top 10 and the points look coming into the race. Joshua Collard took the points lead over after the fail that was Thornton. Leads by 12 points over Tanner Sullivan. Then third is Anthony McCurry, fourth Dorian Facepuncher, fifth John Cittadino. Then it's Matt Skoenberger, Rafael LeDuc, Dylan Thoreau, Kev Shearer, Kyle Matthews, your top 10. This will be the race to determine who's going to battle it out for the championship in our next race at Kansas after this. But let's look at the lineup. Starting in the last row is DJ Curtis, Dorian Facepuncher, but in the top 10, Joshua Collard on the pole. Starting next to him is Nathan Hudson, a fellow Brit. Row 2 is Jonathan Zorline and Joshua Michaels. Row 3 is James McLeod and Trent Dunham. Row 4, Seth Cole, John Cittadino. And then row 5, Sky Commons and Carson Gum. Let's go ahead and get the command to fire engines at Talladega.
Drivers, start your engines!
And we await for the cars to get rolling, and there they go. So yeah, we got Talladega today, and then later in the week we got our finale at Kansas. And that race is going to be quite interesting as well, and that's going to be the deciding factor of who's going to become champion. So Joshua Collard is looking to try to extend on his points lead in order to somehow, someway, perhaps clinch the championship going into Kansas. But it's going to be a very tough feat to pull with this point system, which once again is one of the big reasons why we are ending this season at 10 races in order to get Season 2 going with a proper point system. And actually, let's see where Tanner Sullivan is in the field in comparison. Oh, towards the back. So the 11's going to have a lot of work to do if he's going to try to gain any extra points on the 43. As the cars are trying to get bunched back up together as we're getting ready to come through the tri-oval towards the start-finish line to get this 19-lapper started. And almost everybody's up here, but I think they'll get up here in time. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time to boogity 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 go racing. Well, Jonathan Zorline leads lap number 1 as they are 4 wide for a couple rows, and whoa, Seth Cole and Devin Becker about got together right there. Whoa, Zorling gets the wall, and they keep it together. How in the world did they not crash? As they're still going 4 wide towards the front. Oh, nearly 5 wide. Nelson Thornhill was thinking of making it 5 wide as he's on the apron. Trying to get back up as he's now back up in the pack, but that kind of separated things quite a little bit. As we are seeing some great racing going on here, and I think it looked like, yeah, they are 5 wide! 5 wide coming across the start-finish line. This cannot end well. And they settle it out to 4 wide. I don't know how that happened. They were 5 wide coming across the start-finish line, and they did not crash. Oh, and oh my goodness, there goes Poteet and Sanford, and the caution is definitely out. You could tell that must have been a hard crash for both guys, and looks like Sanford, his day is done. As I think they're coming back around to take the caution. And Benjamin Miles has the race lead. But for how long, though, depending on if anybody could get up to him, I don't think so. I think Miles is going to get the lead right here. As we had a 2-car incident take place here at Talladega. We got to keep an eye on these 4 wide things, make sure nobody wrecks when they're trying to slow down to line up properly. I think they'll be okay, so... But man, oh man, it looked like that might have been a hard crash between the 03, and there was some contact coming off the wall, but they're still going. But Benjamin Miles is your race leader, so let's go ahead and take a look at a replay of what brought the caution out for the first time today here at Talladega. Well, here's a look at what happened. This was in the very rear of the field. Watch the 43 of Joshua Collard. Barely gets the wall and then comes down into the 03 of Sanford into Poteet. And watch how hard this hit is in miles per hour. 209 miles an hour, driver's side first into the wall. And it was so hard it got him up in the air. But fortunately, he hit the safer barrier. Otherwise, if that would have been a concrete wall, that would have been a whole lot worse. But yeah, let's look at the speeds again. It's like once Sanford got turned off the front end of the 31, it's like his car just gained speed. And right there at 209 miles an hour, got the left front and then smacked it with the driver's side. And that, as a result, has taken the 03 out of the equation for this race. Maybe the 31 as well, but the 31 looked like he just got some minor damage on the right side. We'll see what happens with the 31 at Poteet, but for sure, Sanford is definitely done for the day after a vicious hit. But let's go ahead and take a look and see what brought, well, not what brought the caution out. Let's take you to the restart at Talladega. Well, after that crash, just as I expected, the 03 of Charles Sanford is done for the day. The only car out of the race. But Benjamin Miles is your race leader. Second is Carson Gum. Third is James McLeod. Fourth, Preston Blord. Fifth is John Cittadino. Sixth is Trent Dunham. Seventh, Joshua Michaels. Eighth, Seth Cole. Ninth, Devin Becker. 10th is Johnny Gardner. 11th is Nelson Thornhill. 12th is Kev Shearer. 13th, Rafael LeDuc. 14th, Matt McIntyre. 15th, Anthony McCrory. 16th, Steven Guerrero. 17th, Tim Walsh. 18th, Austin LaPlante. 19th, Dylan Thoreau. 20th, Sean Henley. 21st, Matt Skoenberger. 22nd is Kyle Keefe. 23rd, DJ Curtis. 24th, David Rivera. Excuse me. 25th, Connor Morgan. 26th, Chase Oliver. 27th, Jonathan Zorline. 28th, Dylan Young. 29th, Dorian Facepuncher. 30th, JT Bryant. 31st is James Qualls. 32nd is Sky Commons. 33rd, Tanner Sullivan. 34th, Jake Baskinger. 35th, Matthew Dallio. 36th, Kyle Matthews. 37th, Sean Galligan. 38th, Emmanuel Hartnett. 39th, Joshua Collard. 40th, Dylan Poteet, and then 41st is Nathan Hudson. Pace car about to get into pit road as we're getting set to go back racing with 12 laps to go here in the Aaron's 499 at Talladega. And they're back underway as the green flag waves to get this thing back rolling. As a couple cars are deciding to try to go to the outside line, but it just did not quite get going. And actually, quite a number of cars didn't quite get up to the main pack in time, so now this pack has just gotten separated as a result. Not everybody was able to get up there, so this pack just shrunk in a big way. But anyways, Benjamin Miles is up at the front still, as Carson Gumb's trying to block both lanes to keep the second spot. And now he's going to come down and block that Tweenix duo of McLeod and Seth Cole that was working their way up to the front. And the 5 of Austin LaPlante's coming into pit road. I don't know if there's something up with him or this could be pit strategy. I don't know. But lately, the 5 of Austin LaPlante has been running into issues as of late when it comes to pit road. I remembered, I think it was a couple weeks ago at Nashville, he ended up with a pretty big problem. So that's pretty costly for him. But back up at the front, Benjamin Miles still leading the charge. Seth Cole underneath Carson Gumb for second with help from Preston Plord. I see Nelson Thornhill now trying to run the middle. I don't know if that's a good idea. Underneath of McLeod and above Thoreau, as he's trying to work together with Carson Gumb, an affiliate of Joe Gibbs. Oh, but up at the front, a battle for lead as here comes Seth Cole with a run to the bottom with help from Cittadino and Plord. Oh my goodness, Austin LaPlante's back up on the track. Can they all get around him and not wreck? I don't know, as they are 3 wide everywhere. This cannot end well. And a lot of cars are getting held up because of the 5 coming off of pit road. But I do think he's up to speed, so once he gets up to speed, he'll be able to blend in with the pack. But that's separated the top 5 from everyone else, so the top 5 have broken away. Those top 5 being Plord, Miles, Cole, Thoreau, and Thornhill. When we get to the line, it'll be 8 laps to go here at Talladega. Battle for the lead between 2 Roush teammates. But it's now turning into 3 wide. Nelson Thornhill is going to make the bold move of running underneath the 2 Roushketeers to try to get the lead for himself. And now LaPlante, who was responsible for slowing up guys, he's helping to reel back in those guys in the 72 on back up here into the lead pack. Everybody from LaPlante up back to Shearer are about to get into position to stay in this pack. As Thornhill led that lap, and then he's gotten to the point where he lost a few spots. Battle on for the lead. Preston Plord underneath of Seth Cole. And look at Devin Becker going underneath for third underneath Cittadino in the lap car of Austin LaPlante. As yes, everybody from Plord on back to Shearer, which is about 23rd, are all in this main pack. Even though Shearer's kind of losing some steam back there. Like he's less than a half a second behind the 8 car of Steven Guerrero in order to try to keep his place in the pack. And then Chase Oliver and everyone behind them all got separated because they didn't quite get up to everybody in time on that restart, as they are 4 wide up here for the lead as Carson Gumb takes over the position. And now the battle's on again, and it's Kyle Keith up there, and I think Kyle Keith, yeah, he did lead that lap just barely, as they're 4 wide for a few rows deep. This is what's good about Talladega. We could see these kind of fights go on for position, and nothing will happen as Joshua Michaels got the wall a little bit, but he saved it. And how about Rafael LeDuc? We haven't talked about him all day. He's up here in contention to win this thing. But he's up on the high line, which is not where you want to be in regards to trying to get momentum to make it up to the front. As they're still 4 wide in the middle of 1 and 2 for quite a few rows. Back up at the front, however, whoa, and a few cars got the wall, but they managed to keep it together. And Joshua Collard running in the very back of the field, that's definitely going to cost him points. But then again, Tanner Sullivan's in the back, but Sullivan's a few spots ahead. So we shall see what happens between those two guys. But back up at the front, James McLeod actually has taken over the lead, as quite a few cars from that second half of the lead pack have come up into position. And now McLeod has the spot, and Johnny Gardner in second as it's under 4 laps to go here at Talladega. Seth Cole trying to do something to get up to the front as well. And how about Matt McIntyre in the 77? He's outside the top 30 in points, but he is up here in the top 10 trying to salvage as much points as possible in order to get into the top 30 to get locked in for the first 5 races of Season 2. But back up at the front, 3 wide for the lead. Cittadino peeks it underneath Seth Cole and James McLeod as it's now 3 to go here at Talladega, but Seth Cole led that lap. And now we've almost got a good single file bottom lane that goes all the way back to Sean Henley, as Steven Guerrero and Kev Shearer have clearly lost the main pack. And now that bottom lane's getting going, and David Rivera, someone we haven't talked about all day, he's now entering in the picture. He's trying to get his first win of the season, as he's got his teammate Benjamin Miles behind him. Next season, Roush Racing is going to be renamed to, or actually no, it's going to stay Roush Racing, but it's only going to be a 3-car team, the 6, 17, and 99, with Rafael LeDuc, Chris Michaels, and David Rivera all running, as it's now 2 laps to go here at Talladega. And the Roushketeers fight up at the front as Benjamin Miles tries to take the lead back. And look at Carson Gum making a comeback. Whoa, and we about had a wreck right there. Nelson Thornhill, Preston Plord working together on the high line, but it's not really going as planned. As things are getting really dicey up here at the front. Coming off a turn 4 to get ready to take the white flag. The 99 has the position right now, but the 6 of David Rivera is coming quick. White flag is out here at Talladega. Last chance for some people to make a move in order to get up to the front, although Rivera seems to be maybe helping the 99 out, unless he pulls out here in the backstretch, and he does. He pulls out a line. Maybe that'll help him get the advantage, and it looks like it is. Rivera's got the advantage on the inside. And Miles not going to try and take himself out of this race. He's going to get up there to the front, but Kyle Keith is coming too. He's got a full head of steam. He's going to peek down low. This is going to be a good battle here at the line. The 99 trying to help the 6 stay up foot. It's going to be close. Checkered flag. I think the 42 got it. Let's see. Yeah, Kyle Keith barely beats out David Rivera. Kyle Keith wins the Aaron's 499 at Talladega. What a finish that was. So close. And the 42 pulls it off. Holy cow. That was a hell of a race, I must say. Like, holy cow, that was so entertaining. But let's look at the rest of the results. David Rivera was so close to getting his first win of the season, but he's going to come out with a second place finish, so a great job for the 6 team. Benjamin Miles also very close to winning. He comes through with a 3rd place finish. Carson Gum with a great run in 4th and a solid top 5 run for Devin Becker. That, I think, will be enough to put him back into the top 30 of points. Seth Cole with a great run in 6th. I think he'll get in the top 30 as well. Trent Dunham with a solid run in 7th. Highest finishing rookie, Rafael LeDuc in 8th. James McLeod with a solid 9th. And then Tim Walsh in 10th. He might get back in the top 30 or stay in the top 30. We shall see. Rest of the top 20 was Dylan Thoreau, Nelson Thornhill, DJ Curtis, Preston Plord, Joshua Michaels, Matt McIntyre, Johnny Gardner, Anthony McCurry, Matt Skoenberger, John Cittadino, and then the rest of the top 30 was Sean Henley, Steven Guerrero, Kev Shearer, Chase Oliver, Jonathan Zorline, Connor Morgan, Matthew Dallio, Dorian Facepuncher, Tanner Sullivan, Nathan Hudson. And then the rest of the lead lap cars were Sky Commons, Dylan Poteet, Kyle Matthews, Sean Galligan, JT Bryant, James Qualls, Jake Baskinger, Dylan Young, Emmanuel Hartnett, Joshua Collard. 1 lap down was Austin LaPlante, and then the only car out of the race from our only caution was Charles Sanford. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching the Aaron's 499. We got 1 race left in the season, and it's Kansas. And I guarantee you the championship battle is going to be close. But until then, here are your results, rookie points and regular points heading into Kansas. And this is Levi McIntyre, signing off.